Welcome everybody to this Nodos del Conocimiento conference. This is the symposium on the economic thought and emergency in the studies of economics and business. I'm Claudio Claser, a research fellow at the Department of Economics of the University of Trento in Italy, and now I'm going to present the work titled Adam Smith's Nexus, Why Ethics Has to Play a Major Role in the Economic Theory and Practice. I start with a very general consideration that nowadays, more and more often we hear about ethics playing a remarkable role in our economic decisions. We have certainly heard about social preferences when studying behavioral economics, for example. We hear about corporate social responsibility, sustainable environmental choices, or broader like topics such as social justice, or even we can easily hear about ethical finance. All these expressions have a clear moral content, not only because of the word ethics used in some of them, or justice, but also because of the implications that they usually have, that we usually have in these fields on the general environment or population. And they are becoming increasingly widespread. But then I wonder, what is the role of ethics in the economic theories and practice? Well, to answer to this question, I don't propose anything but just simply going to read the books of the person who is usually considered as the father of the economic science, that is Adam Smith. And his main books are the Theory of Moral Sentiments and the well-known Wealth of Nations. When we go to read in conjunction these two books, we face the so-called Adam Smith problem. The Adam Smith problem refers to the idea of a substantial discontinuity and a more general asymmetry between the two books written by Adam Smith, again, the Theory of Moral Sentiments and the Wealth of Nations. Because apparently Adam Smith, within these two books, conceived two distinct representations of the human nature. So on the one side, we have the the so-called Homo economicus, like this agent uniquely led by self-interest, and which is usually and typically studied within the economic sciences, which is considered the representative, again, of the typical economic agent. And on the other hand, we have what I call the Homo ethicus, like the representation by Adam Smith of an individual spontaneously capable to take into account the interests of the others. And here we have two quotes from these two books. The one on the left about the Homo economicus, it's usually more famous than the one about the Homo ethicus of the Theory of Moral Sentiments. But when we try to understand better the connection between these two books, between the Homo ethicus and the Homo economicus within the Adam Smith, we can realize, we can acknowledge that the Theory of Moral Sentiments is put as an ethical background of the Smithian economic theory. Indeed, Adam Smith adopts the postulate of the self-interest only as a complementary assumption of his moral theory previously developed in the Theory of Moral Sentiments. And in particular, I will not go into the details here, but you're invited to read, of course, the paper, in particular, the market institution that leads to the economic development of nations is founded by Adam Smith on the ethical system based on the sympathetic but impartial spectator. The impartial observer, by means of his invisible hand, regulates and coordinates and balances the personal interests of all the economic agents within the market in such a way that positive benefits are produced for the whole community. So what I claim here is that within Adam Smith, there is a precise nexus between economics and ethics. In particular, economics should be considered a subset of ethics. And in the title of my work, of my paper, I used on purpose the word nexus, which recalls, the idea of a node, of a nodo. So the connection between these two big spheres. And just to conclude, I propose just to generalize this approach, this result concerning the existing relationship between Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, economics, and the theory of moral sentiments, ethics. So we should not be surprised if in our economic decisions we are constantly confronted with the ethical sphere, because ethics and economics constitute from the beginning an inseparable binomial and are in a precise hierarchy. So we should learn from Adam Smith and extend his approach, giving more space to ethics and actually start from it both in our when studying or learning or proposing a new economic theory, as much as with our economic practices, from running a business to behaving as economic agents. Thank you very much for your listening, and please read my chapter.